As we age, there's one thing that seems to be at the forefront of my mind more often than not, and that thing is time. How quickly it passes us by, and also how this footage from just 6 to 8 months ago can feel like it happened in another lifetime. The last time you saw us, we had just said goodbye to our beloved Joey. Jack was beginning to settle into our household, and the spicy and sassy Marty was ruling the roost as he so often does. I've continued to struggle a bit with my creativity this year. While I wanted to make more and keep up with these videos in a more timely fashion, something in me said I needed to hold back and try to recover after the stress and burnout of 2024. While I didn't have as much filming as I maybe had in the past, I did have the camera in my hand from time to time when I felt up to it. So let's go back in time and see what we find. I don't know why I feel the need to bring along all of this stuff when I'm just going on this little trip, but of course that's what I do. So all my video stuff, just about ready to pack that away into the hamster mobile, as Kelsey calls it, and we'll see if we can fit all this in there. Not too bad, actually. Got most of everything in there. It's just a few things left to put in the car. Now this is the next fun part. Actually fits perfectly right in here. Each year in the dark and gray skies of winter in the Midwest, I spend some time with my good friend Neil at his home recording studio. So I'm on my way today to Northwest Iowa. That holds a special place for me anyway. It's where I went to college, and it's where I first moved after moving from Minnesota to Iowa. Kelsey's from kind of in this area as well. So today I was looking back at some of the memories on my phone and realizing just how many times that I have been to this area during this specific time of year. And it's really to go visit a friend for a creative retreat that we've been kind of doing for many, many years now. This one is going to be a bit more special because there's a few more people coming along for this. It's also interesting because I don't really ever know what the story is going to be when I start out. I'm just sort of following along with what we're doing and trying to come up with that story and what the story is when we get there. I wasn't intentionally shooting a live from the studio music video, but in the end, that's what happened. And here's a small snippet of the finished product. I'll have a link in the description, so please check out the whole video if you get a chance.
CD mode.
So yeah, I just vividly remember going to, mostly it was, back then it was Shopko, and that was a little place, kind of like a Walmart type place that I would go to, and I would pretty much just spend my time in the CD section there, going through things and just looking for something, and pretty much, I believe, mostly every time I'd save my money to go there and buy at least one new CD. And of course you have the anticipation of opening it up and looking at all the artwork and the lyrics and bringing it back home and doing all that stuff, which is kind of a lost art now. So I figured, you know, especially some of these more independent type artists, this album I think came out in 2021. It's not really like a huge name artist. I mean, some of you may know it, some of you might not. Some of these albums that I really love, just trying to get them in a physical form again and just have that same experience that you did when you're younger and you actually open it up and put the CD on. It's a different experience, so that's what I'm gonna do. Got all the, of course, all the lyrics, all that fun stuff. I spend nearly every waking hour outside during the warm part of the year, so being indoors during the winter is just plain strange. I often edit photos or catch up on boring computer work,
waiting for warmer days to arrive. If they don't arrive naturally, a trip to a botanical garden might lift your spirits and give you that hope that indeed the warm sun will return again.
You wrecked my world in a beautiful way. I kinda thought that I'd always stay the same, but I heard that healthy things grow and growing things change. Yeah, you wrecked my world in the most beautiful way. Yeah, dreams. I had a lot of dreams. If I'm honest, they used to be different things until you were here with me. Now I close my eyes and I see things differently. Yeah.
But when it's not fast enough, I guess you can always drive south. We headed to northern Arkansas to visit some new friends we met through Westy Rescue, and to discover the sights and sounds of this beautiful area of the country.
Look at that. Okay, you come in?
So I need to put these in?
I guess, but it's still spinning.
When does it stop?
I don't know. Just as long as you don't get stuck in there. Oh boy. Ready?
100 foot?
Yeah. Because look at that.
Yeah.
The trees look like they're painted.
Whew, I think we got our leg workout for the day. Now, to hopefully see if we can get out of this gate.
Okay. Now is where you don't want it to get stuck. Okay, you can escape. That might be one of the more adventurous things that we've done.
Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper. That's really good.
We experienced some hiking, some history of the area, exquisite architecture, views for miles, and some mountain bikers jumping for Jesus. In late spring, I began a project to help my brother restore his lawn in Nashville. On the way back, I veered just a tiny bit off course to take a look at an American treasure.
$78 today, $44, the low of $25 tomorrow. I just love listening to those frogs, and you can actually hear them if you keep our windows open at night. Right now in the early spring, you can just hear them going crazy, even though they're quite a distance away. But as you can see, as you get closer to them, it's actually pretty loud down in those wet areas where they are. So that is a sure sign that spring is just around the corner when you start to hear those frogs. Came down to our little camp area to check and see how the wind is down here, because I'm looking for a spot to maybe move some trailers to, because we're supposed to get severe weather. And when you have just a big empty open box and the possibility of some high winds, I'm trying to find a spot where it's not going to blow into anything, or I also don't have trees around it that could possibly fall on the trailers. Usually the wind is very diminished down here compared to up where our building is. We probably picked the windiest spot on the property for that building, but the view is probably the second best spot, and the first spot is up on the hill that's probably just as windy. So you either have to deal with the wind or you get the view. We would rather have the view, I think, up there. But we can come down to this camp area and sort of get out of the wind, usually get into the shade during the summertime. And that's what I'm just coming down to check today. The other strange thing for us in the Midwest, or really anyone in the tornado alley or where a lot of heavy storms can happen during the springtime, it's always a weird feeling when it's very, very nice outside right now and it's about noon, and you know that in about 4 to 5 hours the storms are supposed to hit, and you're just sitting there basically trying to figure out whether or not your house is going to be standing later today. I mean, that is a real possibility when it comes to tornadoes or severe storms, so it's something to take very seriously, but it is a very strange feeling. And if you've never lived in the Midwest, something that I've always grown up with, and living here in the Midwest for my whole life, something that you get used to, I guess, in a sense. But this morning I did get up and start to think about, how nice it is out today, and then later on today, you just never know what's going to happen in terms of that severe weather. Well, I got one trailer moved, and I'm going to trust them today and hope that they are correct, that the wind is supposed to stay from the south, which is abnormal as far as when the storms come in. Usually the wind switches to the northwest and comes this way, so I wouldn't want that thing to fly right into the building, but it's supposed to be staying from the south, which means that the building is going to protect this area the most. And I have this big trailer over here, which is kind of down in a mud pit right now. I'm trying to make a decision if I really want to attempt to get this out of here, but it is going to be right in the direction of the strongest amount of wind. So I'm going to attempt to bring my truck out onto this area here and just see how soft it is, and then I'll make a better decision. I mean, it's soft. So I want to try to avoid going into this, so maybe if I stay up a little bit more on the hill and try to hook up right there without getting too much in this mud, I'm gonna hope.
The storms turned into some rain and not a whole lot else, which is sad for a storm lover, but great for someone who wants to keep their house intact. A dry and dusty end to spring sent red soil from the south all the way to our windowsills and outdoor vehicles as we took an afternoon drive in the old 99. Kelsey was dreaming about a garden shed. But first, in order for the garden location to survive long term, water needed to be routed around it properly and a pad built for her shed.
I should have called at the very least. Would it say unknown on your caller ID? Or maybe my number's still saved. Now I'm standing here hungry and I'm ready for action. So let me tell you I'm ready to jump right back in, back in. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Not every day that you get to see a building on the move. Man, do they smell good. It's like a floral with a hint of citrus. A weed is only a weed if it's growing in the wrong place. Google says this is an apricot. I don't think that's an apricot. I think it's a wild plum. But it smells really
Will it have any fruit on it?
well.
There's bees on it.
2 years ago, there was one fruit on it, which I tasted, of course, because that's what I do. It's never gotten me in trouble yet. And it was like this big, and it was really sweet. It was good, but it was only one. There's just one fruit. Feels like home.
Shortly after my 40th birthday in late May, we had our first family golf event at our place. It was a proud moment for me after so much hard work was put into this project, and I always envision it being used for family and friends for fun events just like this one.
Can't see the pin, but
Nice.
After the shed was in place and settled, work started on a proper garden fence. Kelsey's dad helped us get started, and the finishing touches are yet to happen, but hopefully before the snow flies this year. Finally, everything turned a magnificent green once again, and summer sunsets dipped slowly below the horizon and rose once again on misty mornings. Summer days were especially hectic, and that meant more work and less camera time. July brought us a massive amount of rain, which totaled right around 13 inches. I grew up in the heydays of NASCAR, and like so many, was a big fan of Dale Earnhardt. Over the years, I always turned on the Daytona 500, but beyond that, there wasn't as much excitement for a sport I once spent time with nearly every Sunday. So this year, I gave it another shot. I've been following along weekly and quickly found a new favorite driver. With NASCAR coming to my state of Iowa in early August, there was no better moment to experience my first race in person. The weather was perfect. The local fans' excitement was palpable, and the roar of the cars is unforgettable. What I've learned in life is so many people pass judgment on things that they've never experienced. It's just a bunch of cars turning left. But when you pay closer attention, you see that the strategy, skill, and touch of luck it takes to come in first across the finish line is what makes this sport truly special. Summer sunsets continued to impress as we started to notice the first signs of autumn creep in.
Working on a new one this year to try some apple maple jam. So we'll see how that comes out. And at the same time, I've got a pot of very softened apples. So strain that and we'll can the juice for cider and then run the apples through the food mill and make some applesauce. I think we landed, we'll see, probably close to 300 pounds of apples. So there's some rigorous boiling going on in there. And we'll send these through my food mill. This is about 20 pounds of apples per batch that I do, and at the end of it, the only waste we will have is about half of this bowl. So it's a 5-gallon bucket of apples, and we'll use everything except that. Maybe a couple cups of waste.
Kelsey finished up her mountain of apples, and I finished a rock pad project to park our other new adventure for this year, which is a camper. With the hustle and bustle of the season, we haven't had much time to travel with it yet, but camping at our own place isn't half bad either. Fall season is here, and it's time for us to begin to slow down and try to understand what the word rest really means.
Jack, how you gonna get out of there? Oh, you made it. Oh.
He sounds like Joey too when he pants.
You got it? You bring it to the shop.
Come on, Marty. Good boy. Let's go put it away. Come on. Good boy. Come on.
We force ourselves to stop and take some time for a favorite spot in the North Woods of Wisconsin. Being so close to our other favorite spot in the Northland, we of course spent an afternoon in Duluth.
That'd be a cool road trip.
That's an apple tree.
Is it? Oh yeah, I see it.
Wasn't quite expecting to find it.
No. That's what I was saying. I just drove across that bridge and I was like, oh, that looks cool.
The next day we ventured into new territory as we visited the Apostle Islands. A 2-mile hike was well worth the workout as we took in the sights of the sea caves along Lake Superior.
We're at the crevasse. So there's keyhole, garage, and bowl for another half mile for shortly. The garage, which I think is hilarious. But we could absolutely build something like that.
When we returned, the signs of autumn were still showing slowly as I took a few strolls through the countryside on the remaining warm afternoons. And these hazy mornings proved that the sun was staying lower in the sky and the seasons were beginning to change. On a cool evening in October, we spent it with friends enjoying the Rail Experience tour near Boone, Iowa.
You clean this so you can burn it.
What do you think?
It was very fun. Very highly recommend. Yes.
Shortly before the leaves fell and the seasons changed for good, a walk in the woods is a special experience like no other. Winter decided to show up right after Thanksgiving this year, and as a snow lover myself, I was not mad about it whatsoever. As warm days in mid-December melted the snow away for now, I hope that more will blanket the ground soon and create this kind of perfection once again.
So it's been a year again. As I said earlier in the video, I've been struggling a bit with my creative life this year. And I've been thinking a lot more about middle age after turning 40 in May. I don't call it a crisis because in my brain I've always been someone who wants to climb every mountain and then find the next one after that. What does happen when you start to get older is that you realize that there's a finite amount of time on this planet. There's only so much that can be done in a 24-hour period. There's only so many career ladders you can climb. And there's only so many trees that you can plant and see them grow to full size. Social media has become something that I struggle with participating in. It's given me so much over the years, but recently I feel like things have changed a little bit. The algorithms seem to reward content that creates arguments or division amongst people, and millions of videos are posted online every single day. Am I just adding more to that noise? Do I really have anything important to say, or am I just another face online? These are things that I struggle with and things that I've been thinking about a lot throughout this year. I create to give back to the world and to hopefully inspire others to do the same. But that sometimes feels more and more rare these days, and it often makes me feel like sharing less and staying more hidden. However, if all my favorite artists and creators did the same, then we would have missed out on so many inspiring and life-changing creations throughout history. Not to say that I'm making anything on that level, but therein lies the question of, am I adding to the noise? So I don't know. I feel a little uncertain right now, and maybe a lot of us do. But there's one thing that I know for certain. I'll keep floating around until I figure it out.
Oh, I'm out in the waves and I'm hoping and praying. Please let this wind blow me home. Night after night there's an empty horizon. My God, do I feel so alone. Most times I feel just like a sailboat.
One thing that has absolutely been a priority for us this year has been practicing gratitude. To wake up each morning and look at our beautiful view out the window, to see the sun and be able to breathe in the fresh air, and to remember it always comes down to a few key things in life. Having our loved ones around us and enjoying the simple things. And those simple things are what we'll cherish going into 2026. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Sometimes life, and most times I feel just like a sailboat.